Bri, good to talk to you again. What is
Hello.
Give me your thoughts about where you are today as a team versus where you were when you started SEC play.
Um, I don't even know how to put it into words, really. In a really, really, really good spot, compared to the beginning. And I think that we are in the spot that we are in now because of the early losses that we had. And I think that we have just done such a good job learning from every single piece as each weekend goes on. And, it's really tough to do what we did and lose the series to Ole Miss, which we should not have, and we know that, and then get swept at home by Oklahoma, which, I mean, it's never fun getting swept. Everyone knows that, but that's really tough to just go into Tennessee and just take the series from them. I think they were ranked around number 7 at the time when we took the series from them, and that just like doesn't happen really in Knoxville. So, um, it was really kind of like it like made it was what was making us that team in the moment, if that makes sense. I don't know if that just made sense, but it was we were like making a name for ourselves in that moment. And then to sweep Kentucky at home was huge because like it's just it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. No matter how good you are as a team, it's hard, especially in the SEC. And so that was really good that we were able to do that and really important. And then going into Florida, uh, I mean, I don't know if anyone was really surprised that we won that series. I wasn't surprised. I knew the whole time that we were just the better team, really. All aspects of our game, in my opinion, was better than what they had, and I'm still, still think that to this day. I don't think that was like a one and done type deal. I think that's really who we are as a team, and just the strides we've taken together as a group is really amazing, and it's really important. And I'm really hoping and kind of betting on that those early losses are what is going to help us go the distance in the end.
Ella McDowell won the D1 Freshman of the Year National Award, SEC Awards. Just speak to her growth that you've seen from her throughout the season.
She's grown a lot as a player and a person. I've tried my best to give her like my 2 cents and my advice, which I'm not a huge like mentor kind of person. I'm more of like your best everyone's best friend kind of teammate. So we both had to go a little bit kind of outside of our comfort zone and had like one or two conversations with her as to like, hey, I've been in your shoes before, and I just want you to know that buy into these coaches and trust them, and you're gonna have to give a little bit. It's a give and take. You can't just do your own thing the whole time. Like there are going to be some times where your coach is right and you are wrong, and just being able to take that information and make yourself better from it is really important. And ever since that conversation, whether she took that information or not, I don't know, but she's really done a 180, turned it around completely. And she's so great, and she's really trusting her swing right now, which is huge. Because she's always had it. She's always hit like this. But I could just feel I never really felt her 100% there, like on the money, in their earlier games. But now I feel like she's come around and she's really kind of flourishing into the athlete and softball player that I know she can be.
And my last question before I give it to the rest of the media. After Saturday's game at Florida, which had a little bit of everything, probably right with the wackiness, with the protests and everything, and then the way the game ended, and then falling behind early Sunday. How were you all able to put that behind you and through that adversity and just come back to win that series from a player standpoint?
Um, Again, I never felt it was a really weird moment for me because, it's Florida, it's Coach Tim Walton, that's who I like was my favorite coach growing up. Like he was the coolest ever. And now I'm in the opposite dugout of him. And at the same time, I'm able to like fully know and believe that my team is the better team and that we are tougher in every single aspect. And I think whatever happened with the call and the protesting, I still couldn't even tell you what happened. I have no idea what what went on. I have no idea why it went in our favor. I don't know what was said. I have no clue, but it didn't matter anyways because we didn't score. That's all I know. But so yeah, with that whole game was just kind of a lot of things. Other than that instance right there, a lot of things just didn't necessarily go our way. And I'm not saying like calls didn't go our way because I don't think there were really many bad calls other than that, than whatever happened there. I mean, like they had, would they got a hold of a ball that they shouldn't necessarily have gotten a hold of and, hit it out. And like their four-hole hitter had a clutch hit in a clutch moment, and it was just like had that pitch been this much farther off the plate, like it was like just a game of inches really was Saturday. And so I think what we learned from that was you can never score enough runs. um and so I never had a doubt in my team. It really stung and it really sucked to lose that Saturday game, and especially the way we did. Nobody wants to lose that way. But I still didn't have any doubt in my team. I still believed in us that we were the better team. And I still believe in Robin, even though that pitch decided the game for us. I talked to her and I was like, "You're still one of the best pitchers out there. Like we still love you. Nothing. This doesn't change who you are as a pitcher just because one pitch didn't go our way." Um, and so yeah, and then falling behind early was, I mean, it was a bummer, but it was one of those moments where it's like, look, it's the first inning. Like we have been like smashing their pitchers all weekend long. There's a lot of game left. We didn't even bat an eye really, and we just started chipping away and eventually just kept going.
I'll hop in if you can hear me. My Wi-Fi is acting up. Bree,
Yeah.
I know this is a very broad question. Have you ever had this much fun playing softball before? It seems like
No.
you're just having a blast.
Yeah, I mean it's really fun when you're winning and beating really good teams. That's always really fun. But I think we are so good and we are winning because we're having fun. And I don't really know where that stems from. I guess we have really great what's the word I'm looking for? Cohesion, togetherness, insert word here. Uh chemistry, yes. We have really great chemistry. And we just really love each other and we're all ride or dies for each other. And when one person messes up, like great example, I can't catch a fly ball, save my life, but Carly Davidson lays out and puts her body on the line to make this amazing play. And it just like that is just like a perfect example of when I'm not having a good day, someone else is gonna get it done for me. And so that's really what makes it fun. It really takes all the pressure off of having to get it done every single time.
Hey, well, you had the assist on getting her on a Sports Center top 10, so there you go.
Oh yeah.
What are these celebrations y'all do? I'm very curious. Y'all gonna do like the hang loose like, and then y'all do something at first base. Like when this wasn't all season. I started noticing this. It seems like Tennessee series y'all really started.
Yeah, so around that time was when we were going through our kind of dip in our season, and it was like really tough times and we were looking for anything and everything to kind of cling on to. And so just certain things came to us in that moment. One practice, Jaden Ramos, we started, or Coach Gasso started calling her Jamos. And then it turned into like Jamos. And so whenever Coach Gasso would enter the room, he would go Jamos. And so that's just been like the joke, really. It's just kind of like chill vibes. That's what it is. When you see us doing this, it's chill vibes. Like whenever, we do the little meeting before we go to hit, we do chill vibes on three just to get it like, I know that's so cringy and crazy to say, but that is what we say. And it works. I think it works. It's fun. We have fun.
Last thing I'm going to ask you is just, doing it different this year. We're honoring seniors on different days. Your day's coming up on Saturday. Just what would it mean to you to have just a really big, I mean, weather's going to be great, big series. I'm expecting a big crowd, but what will that mean to you to kind of get honored like that on Saturday?
That's huge, means the world. I'm so proud to represent this state and this program and university. And just to be given the chance that I was given, and the opportunities that come from playing for Coach Teifel. It's just amazing. And so to see everyone there is going to be great, and all my family being there. It's going to be really fun. And I'm just hoping that I don't get emotional because I'm a very emotional person. So I'm hoping that I can hold it together. I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be okay.
Sweet, that's all I have.
Brother
You.
Justin?
Yeah, I want to ask you, Bri. I guess it's a little bit of a non-softball question, to be honest. But
Okay.
I mean, as your career's gone on, and for the record, I still can't believe you're a senior. You still feel like you should have like years left at this point. But you seem like you thrive under pressure, with attention, whatever it is. Like some people would crumble under that. You seem like you thrive in that. Is that something that comes naturally to you, being able to thrive under the pressure or thrive under a lot of attention, or is that kind of something you've learned through time?
Um, it's definitely not natural for me. It's funny that you say that because until that at bat against Florida, the Saturday game, my home run in the ninth inning, top of the ninth, that was really the first time where I was like, okay, I can perform in high pressure situations. Like before then, looking back on my career, and maybe this year is different, but looking back on my career, I can just sort of think of a lot of times where, my team has been counting on me heavy, and a lot of the cases it has been to where, if I don't produce, like it's not going to get done, and we're going to lose, and that's kind of what the summary of my first 3 years were. Um, Obviously that's like how I see it, and like what my own anxiety was putting on me. That wasn't the actual case, but in my own brain, that's like kind of how I viewed it. And that was the pressure I was putting on myself. So being able to perform in high pressure situations, a lot of it does come from practice. Because our coaches are really good at like stressing us out and making us like execute in those situations. And we'll do like these things called fire drills, which are so dumb in my opinion, but you gotta like execute whatever it is you gotta execute, or you're sprinting to the fence and back, and it's the worst. But I mean, that's just like an example of getting your heart rate up, like you're out of breath, you're like a lot's going on, and your team's counting on you in that moment. So that's just an example. But yeah, another thing, actually, I know I've been talking a lot, but another thing I saw, we were watching, it was while we were at Florida, like before a game, and we were watching highlights of, I think it was the OU versus Tennessee national championship game. I can't remember which year, but it was the game where Lauren Chamberlain hit the walk-off home run, and Tennessee was up like I don't know. But she had the post game interview, and she was like, I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was just trying to make my adjustment and just get something going for my team, and it doesn't all like have to be about me. And so it was that day actually. I went in and I was like, okay, not trying to be a hero, just getting something done for my team, and then I end up having the go ahead run, which would have been the winning run had we finished. But that was really cool. So I'm actually so glad you asked that because I forgot that happened.
Just as simple as having that clip kind of fresh in your mind when that
Yeah.
moment came up.
Yeah, and now I will never forget it ever.
So it's interesting that you say that actually, because the other thing I was going to ask you about, you look like you're playing, and I think we've already referenced it once, but you look like you're playing really loose this year. Is that because you're a senior? Is that because, like you mentioned earlier, just because you guys are winning? Like, where does that looseness come from? Because it's been very consistent, especially from you. You look like you're playing loose from day one this year.
Yeah, I almost that was like my goal. And like my entire mindset for this year was to be loose. And I don't know if it's because I'm a senior or not. I do know that naturally I am the opposite of loose, and it is like my natural state to just be really anxious and like just extreme perfectionist, and it has to get done and it has to be perfect every time. And so I kind of went into this season, and in the fall I hit really badly. Couldn't figure it out. It was so frustrating. It was mentally draining, physically draining, all that. And I couldn't figure it out until I finally just kind of let go and loosened up and just took a breath and not everything had to be in my control. Like my motto I have would like tell myself over and over again, like, just let it happen. You don't have to make things happen, just let things happen. Like, let the pitch come to you, let your swing take care of it. You don't have to make everything happen. And so that's definitely been my motto, just like letting it happen and being loose when I have the most success for sure, when I'm playing loose. And when I'm loose and when I'm controlling the things that I can control, uh, I have no doubt that I'm the best player on that field and I can hit any pitching that comes to me. And so any of the times that you have seen me struggle this year, actually, I have not been loose, and I had been in a little bit of panic mode, and it was really just 2 weekends. But it was really stressful, and I was getting back into that kind of spiral of anxiety and perfectionist and wanting to be able to control every single pitch that's thrown to me. But again, I had to go back to just kind of, you know what, let it go. If it happens, it happens. Like, I remember I was mad about my hitting and frustrated, and Coach Michael came up to me and was like, "Okay, you lost your 500 batting average. Like, that's like you're still hitting 490 something. Like, it's not the end of the world." And so just kind of keeping all this in mind and um yeah, letting things happen has been huge for me.
Or if you were in the other dugout calling pitches against yourself, would you pitch to you? Would you walk you? What would you do?
Um, I think what I would do, I don't know. It depends on the game and the situation, obviously, and it depends on how I'm seeing the ball that day. But you don't know if I'm seeing the ball that day until you pitch to me. Um, so I don't know. I really don't. I don't
Do the
know.
intentional walks bother you? Are they amusing? Are they irritating?
No, I I don't mind. I like, hey, that's putting me on base, especially when, the way Ella and everyone else were hitting. This weekend I was fine. I was fine being the base runner for my team that day. And I don't know. Any way I can get on base and help my team is great. So I don't mind it actually.
I told your mom she's going to have a stolen base log, and now that you have two in a week, she might have to get another database out too.
My gosh. I don't even know if I have double digits on my career yet. I think I have like 9. Not even maybe. I don't
Well,
know.
so all these walks, you're on a roll now.
Right. Yep. I can't because I won't beat out a double play. So got to keep that in mind.
And then when you said you're not in double digits yet,
Yet. Right.
Good word.
Keyword.
Any more question?
Yeah, I gotta follow up. You mentioned about you. It's important for you to stay loose. You mentioned that to me when you were on the podcast about that. Kind of started in the fall, and one of the things you said is to remind yourself to be loose. Do you have to remind yourself? Do you need your teammates to remind you to be loose? Who's kind of how does that work?
Um, my coaches, or mainly Coach Gasso, is like constantly, reminding me over and over again because he knows that like that's kind of the what's it called? The secret sauce for me is staying loose. And so he's constantly trying to like get me back into that phase. But it takes me figuring it out for myself for it to really click in my brain. I don't know. I think I'm just really stubborn. It's not that I don't want to listen. Like I'm trying and I'm like, okay, yes, I need to be loose, but then I'm not actually loose. If I don't know how to explain it, but if you have better words for that, you can feel free to explain that. But yeah, no, I have before every single at bat, before every single game, I remind myself, control what you can control, which is being early. If I'm early, I can hit every single pitch they throw at me, day or night, fast or slow. Like it's if I'm early and if I'm in the right, if it's a strike, there's nothing I can't hit.
And then you mentioned Lauren Chamberlain in that 2013 National Championship Series. You're putting up Lauren Chamberlain type numbers there. Are you one as a hitter? Because I've talked to various hitters. Some hitters like to know how they're doing from a numbers standpoint, or at least take a peek. Some don't want to know at all. Where do you fall in that category?
I used to not want to know at all because I used to feel like it would jinx me. Like anytime I would be up to bat, and this is like last year in the previous years, if I would like accidentally look up and catch a glimpse of my batting average on the scoreboard because they put it loud and clear for everyone to see, it would like jinx me and I would get out that at bat. But that, that is just the anxiety talking and me like wanting to be perfect all the time. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of hitting the ball. Like it's absurd to me that I have over a 500 batting average. Because I don't know. I'm not looking at it as, getting out versus getting on base. Like I had a lot of at bats this past weekend at Florida where I had some really great hits and they, that's a great outfield out there. They just were making plays. Um, and then I also had one at bat where it got put in as a hit and an RBI, and it was like a little blooper. So like I feel like the numbers are get a little mixed up sometimes in like success versus failure. And what I see as a hitter, obviously I want to score the runs and or drive the runs in for RBIs, but like I'm trying to square the ball up every single time. And so if I square it up and it goes against my batting average, like I'm not going to be mad about that. I just happen to be hitting the ball where people are not this year, I guess. I don't know. And then a lot of the other stuff I don't even know I don't really understand what it all means. Like I don't really understand what OPS means. Like I know it's on base percentage plus slugging, maybe, but like I don't know. I don't know what a good OPS number even is. I don't know. All I know is that I have like a 1.9.
Well, you're setting the standard, so thank you for sharing.
That
I
it,
was about
guys?
to say, I'll give you a. Nah, I got one more. I was going to say,
Thank
I'll give you a hint. Your OPS is like two good OPSs put together. So there you go. But I was curious this weekend, of course, you and Ella racked up a lot of awards for what y'all did. Reagan Johnson, though, had like had a weekend that I feel like, honestly, because of how great y'all did, it almost got like lost in the shuffle. What did you think of like how she's come along? I mean, she had the home run robbery, and then also, like it seemed like every time she was leading off, got on base.
Yeah, she has been working so hard and just grinding for how she has performed recently. And the way I see it is, if she's not getting on and hitting like she has been, then I'm not, I'm not hitting the 3-run home run. It would just be like a 1-run or a 2-run home run, and that's not as big of a deal. So for her to be able to get on base as much as she has recently is huge for our team to be able to score runs because she's so fast. Also, and it just kind of freaks the defense out a little bit to know you have this really fast runner on base. Like you have to be smart and quick and fast with this. So it's just all this added pressure that she adds to opposing teams. And then the catch was, I mean, that's the reason we won the series. Uh, People can talk about how well I hit, how well Ella hit, all they want, but we would not have won that series if it wasn't for her catching that ball. We could have come back, but who knows? I mean, it's all up in the air. But what I do know is that she did catch it, and she did. I think it would have been what, another grand slam or a 3-run or a grand slam.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I would have been devastated. I would have been so angry. Or like frustrated. I shouldn't say angry. I would have been like, whatever. But yeah, no, she's great, and she really is, like you said, going under the radar for our team's success. And even though she's not having like doesn't have the flashy stats of like the home runs and the RBIs, like she is the run that's being batted in every single time. So she is what makes the magic happen.
Thanks, Bri.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Hunter. Thanks, Bri.
Perfect. Oh man, I didn't realize how much